Hey, hey, hey now. Hey, hey, hey now. Hey, hey, hey now. What's good, everyone? It's your girl Kat from the Kitty Rose Lifestyle coming at you live from Brooklyn Brick Studios. And here's my girl Melissa. Hey, mama.
Look at us
How are
doing
you
this the
today?
first time.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
I figured we could do a Facebook Live so that even though we're broadcast the show later on at 6, we might get some interactions from some folks, and that might make for a more interesting episode. What do you think?
I think that's a great idea. Thank you for having me on with you today.
Hey now. So welcome back, everyone. This is the second preliminary episode of the next chapter. Yay! Let me see. Let me see if I can actually use my sound effects. Hold on, wait, because I'm not totally in the system. But well, no, that's too much work. Okay, but again, the second part of the process now has been done. We got all of our graphics in, we have all of our sound effects in, we have all of the videos. But the Skype is down today in the studio. So
Oh,
we
okay.
couldn't. Yeah, so we decided, we're gonna keep pushing and we're gonna just, do this video via Facebook Live, put it on our social media platforms and get the momentum started, let folks know what we're all about and how important the topics that we're bringing to them is not only essential to themselves, but how we help them get to the part of that light bulb moment that they can say, oh, okay, that's what I need to do, because
Mhm,
everyone's having the conversation nowadays, but no one's actually giving anyone real life solutions or an action plan on how to move forward. So
mhm,
I love the synergy between the two of us because in discussing the next chapter for folks, we get to also show the way we've g- gone through these various chapters onto the next chapter that we're on now. So I'm excited that we're on this journey together. And because we're going to give people quality content and a quality show that's going to air 5 days a week, we're going to take our time in the process. But in the
mhm.
meantime, when we were discussing today's show, you said to me you wanted to talk about friends or friends.
Yes, friendships.
And I felt like, is something going on in your life with some of your friends, or maybe not that you kind of was feeling because you just moved. You know what I'm saying? Like you just turned the big 40. You just
Yes.
moved to a whole new country with new
Mhm.
folks, new neighbors, new people, new contacts. You left your friends and family behind in Rhode Island. Did that shift? Has that shifted? Are they still the same? What's going on
Mhm.
during COVID? Like what's going on with you and your friendships during this newfound age group of 40?
Right? So I think that for me, it's been quite an experience because I'm actually a very introverted person. And a lot of people are
Really?
usually, exactly, that's usually what I get when I tell people I'm introverted. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. And so I think when I was with my partner for so long, I didn't find that I needed as much companionship because I always had that stable person at home, right? It's like you got that
Okay.
one person. But I did have like my few good friends that I would meet up with every once in a while. But now that I'm in a new country, a new community, I really had to figure out like, how do I make friends as an adult? Right? Because when you're in school, it's like
I like
you
that. How do I make friends as an
as
adult?
an
Right.
adult, yeah.
Right.
When you're in
Right.
elementary school, it's much easier. Be like, oh, do you want to play kickball with me? And then you see how things work out. But now if you ask somebody to play kickball, they look at you a little bit funnier.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So it's been really interesting trying to figure out, what do I value in the new people that I'm bringing into my life? And, how is that different from in the past? And I have found that these friendships, creating solid friendships are very important to me. and I put a lot of effort and time into these new friendships, but also making sure that I'm making time for the old friendships that I still have that I'm connected with back in Rhode Island.
Okay.
So it's been
Have
an
they have,
interesting
have
experience.
they been receptive to keeping in touch with you?
They have. I'm so very lucky that, I have friends who know that I will go into like these hibernation periods and they'll send me a message saying like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Because that is something that as an introvert I'll do.
Hold on, I think I'm missing something. That's why I'm hearing this echo over here. I don't have my headphones on and I got this light on shining. So give me a second, everyone. Hold on. Yeah, I got to make it a little bit more intimate right
Ooh.
like I like that little dark light behind me. I don't see where it's coming from. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
There it is. Bam, there I go. Now I'm shining.
So how
So
have you found friendships now that we're coming out of COVID?
wow. Well, it's not like I didn't have time to prepare for this question. Um, Relationships definitely have changed since COVID. What I realize is that my network isn't as large as I thought it was, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Um, and what I also realized is that during COVID, because of being quarantined and confined, and then the death on top that was happening around us, it made me value the relationships I did have. And it made me value the girlfriends, the male relationships I had on both ends for both parties to do the work. If I found myself the only one calling to check in, the only one calling to go out, the only one, doing anything, then I started to kind of fall back because I'm as talkative as I am. Like you said, I really don't talk on the phone that much. So, with the pandemic, it wasn't like I was able to go out. We weren't able to just be social, you know what I'm saying? So we had to take advantage of the phone and do the check-ins or the texts. So if I wasn't getting that from women or male friends that I considered my friends, then that was a way for me to kind of start to weed out what relationships actually did matter to me, and not that the ones didn't matter to me, but I think what I realized is that there's so much time already in the day that you don't have for what you want and the people you want to see. So I was kind of almost relieved that I felt like people were relieving themselves, cutting themselves out of
Mm,
equation almost, and instead of having some hard feelings about it, I actually was like, okay, time and a space. I did have one relationship that went sour that hurt me tremendously, and that was the one with my godmother, because outside of your girlfriends, your elders are also people that you look to have friendships with. And
mhm,
when they also drop the ball, you kind of are left kind of feeling sad because you don't have, I have a beautiful network of girlfriends that are my peers, maybe one or two that might be older, but they're not elders. So
mhm,
to kind of have, that elder relationship, that elder friendship die during a pandemic, during
yeah.
COVID, really was heartbreaking for me. But that was the
Wow.
only one. Was the only relationship that fucked me up. And one of my homeboys that I was friends with, who actually was one of my mentors, and we even decided to even maybe start like having like a romantic, escalade, and that shit went to the left. But I felt like that also was maybe God or the universe helping to weed people out of my
Mhm,
life that no longer served me purpose or that was not healthy for me, that I couldn't see to let go.
mhm. And do you find that you have almost like different layers of friendships too? You have like the friends that you'll probably tell everything to, and then you have the people outside a little bit more. You know, you only tell them certain things, and then there's the people who are like, I know you. We had some time together. We're still nice.
Before I answer that question, I'm gonna
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it almost on you, just in a way of, are any of your friends jealous of each other? Before I answer that question.
You know, I don't think so. I would
Mm,
probably have to ask them because I don't know what's going on in their head. But
okay.
I feel like I try to create a relationship with these people that if they were jealous, they would be able to say something.
Okay.
Um, you know, one of the things that I've found is a new challenge is that if I have other single friends and we go out together and, you know, it's an island, there's only so many people on the island.
Okay.
Like,
Right.
how do we navigate that? Like you call
Okay.
dibs and then I just like back out, you know? So it's like, you know, trying to navigate those conversations, like what we had talked about last week, is like it's important to be able to have those conversations. So I don't think that any of them are jealous of each other. I try to make sure that I, you know, give the energy and the love to each individual as an individual. What about you?
Okay. Well, I don't think any of them are jealous of each other, but I don't know if all of them like each other. So
Ooh.
I say that to say, so to go back to answering your question, yes, I am 47, and I have friends from childhood, like my very best friend. I've known her since the fifth grade. Well, I've known her since the third grade. We became friends in the fifth grade, and then we became best friends in the sixth grade. And from the sixth grade until now, we've only had 2 years of separation. I think that was like from 18 to 19. I don't even think it was 2 years. I think it was like a good year, and it was the worst year of my life without having her in my life. It was horrible. But that was the only time we've ever been separated. But up until recently, she lived in Brooklyn. I live in the Bronx. It's not that far apart. Ask me how many times we see each other a year.
Twice for each other's birthday?
Yeah. So we see each other twice a year. Pre-COVID, we might talk once a month just to do the check-in. But she is
Mhm.
my absolute best friend in the whole wide world. I tell everything and anything to, but she's not someone I see often. But you might think, of people that watch me, they see me one of my sister friends that I work with, but we've become extremely close as sisters and girlfriends. But she's only been my friend the last maybe 10, 12 years. And because I do so much with her, you would think that she was my best friend, but she
Mhm.
really isn't. You know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes, because we hang with each other so much, some of my friends might think, oh, her again, her again. But I make money with her as well. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what I realized with those two examples is that in between, I do have girlfriends that knew me, before I became a mom. Then I have girlfriends or male friends that, only knew me after becoming someone's wife and now someone's ex-wife. And then the funny thing about me in New York is that my name is Catherine Shalisa Warren Bishop. It's a lot, right? However, on Facebook and all other social medias, it's Catherine Shalisa Warren, or it's Catherine Warren. So I rarely go by Catherine. I feel like I haven't grown into Catherine. So Cat is new. Cat is only 26 years old. So prior to Cat, everyone calls me Shalisa by my middle name. So
Mm.
26 years ago, everyone called me Shalisa. So if anyone after 1996 calls me
Mhm.
Shalisa, I almost want to fight them. Like, you don't know Shalisa, don't you call me that. You better call
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying? So I find, and now people call me Kitty. You know what I'm saying? But all the people that call me Kitty are new, like only friendships of the last 5 years. So I
Mhm.
realized that yes, as I'm getting older, there are pockets of friendships that are developing, losing, that come from different aspects of my life, and they don't have to be combined. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Mhm.
all play their part. I don't actually think any of my girlfriends know each other. And I kind of felt,
Really?
yeah. And I kind of was bummed about that because I could never do like a girls trip with my girlfriends because none of them are
Mhm.
friends. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that was kind of like icky. But hey, again, I realized with COVID is that the amount of women I actually thought were my girlfriends, not to say that they're not women in my life that I love and that who love me, but they're not really my ace like I had them. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't know if they are offended by it.
It'll be interesting what the comments will show after this episode. Because the last episode, we got some interesting revelations in the comment section. Yeah.
Girl. Did we? Yes, Lord. Which is why I thought this topic was exciting because it seems like everybody always wants to talk about either sex,
Hmm.
drugs, race, religion, politics. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I've heard a conversation about the importance of realizing how friends play a part in your life and
Hmm.
when they change or when they grow and when they
Yeah.
leave you, you
Yeah.
know?
And how do you accept that? Like, okay, our friendship has grown and it might have been something we've outgrown, and that's okay, right? I mean, I've had a few Dear John letters I've written to like friends, like, you know, it's been a great run. You know, it
Okay.
seems like our paths are not, parallel at all, but maybe in the future, you know, we can revisit this relationship.
How was it received?
Um, I think okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you miss
I mean,
any of those? Do you miss any of those relationships that you kind of got, removed
no,
from your life?
no, I feel like when it's time to come back around, it will come back around. And I recently had that with some friends from high school because
Mhm.
I was best friends with these three brothers, and I went off to college, and I always had this
Okay.
guilt that I left them behind. And
Mm,
things lined up right before COVID where we came back into contact with each other,
okay.
and we ended up spending time together, and it felt like almost like things hadn't changed besides them having children. um,
Okay.
but I did have that guilt that always kind of weighed down on me, and ironically they did not have that feeling towards me. They're like, we knew you had to grow up and go off to college. It's like, it's okay, we're fine. And so
Hmm.
our friendship is a little bit different now, but I feel like it
Okay.
all came around, when it needed to. So I
Okay.
just trust that things will come as they should.
How different are your friendships with males than they are with your female friends? Because I have three male friends. My one of my best friends is actually my ex-boyfriend from high school, and
Okay.
love him to death. Will do anything and everything for him, and feel the same exact way from him to me. No sexual type of feeling
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. Generally, one of my best friends. Then
Mm-hmm.
recently, I've reconnected with a friend of mine from school. My best friend actually connected us, and he is in media. He's in this industry that's new to me. So he's kind of like taking me on under his wing a little bit, kind of been like a mentor and new friend of mine. And recently, unfortunately, lost his mother, so is going through a difficult transition. So during the pandemic, I know his friends and I made it more of an effort to constantly check on him, as a friend, as someone we love. And then I think I said three, but I think that's it. I think I said three to kind of give a third a benefit of doubt. But oh, my new boo.
Your new boo.
He's actually becoming more of my friend. He's like my fucking brother. It's disgusting but fun in the same. because it's like I'm talking to my freaking self, and I don't obviously want to, well, I digress. But anyway, I don't want to fuck my brother. So, but
That could be another episode. We could
another
discuss.
episode. But back to the question: do you find your male relationships do they ever cross the line?
No, I would say it's interesting. One of my best friends is a gay man, so he's never crossed that line.
Okay.
It would just be so weird if that ever happened.
Okay.
Um, and then the three brothers, like we were always like more of like brother sisters. And still
Okay.
to this day, one of them is like, I like when you come back home because nobody messes with me. Like I'm
Okay.
just like I will be the one that takes care of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, there was one time that he sent me a text message that was just almost like sticking his toe a little bit over the line, and I was just like, "Ew, that's gross."
Mm.
And then of course my mom, when we were growing up, would always be like, they want to date you, and as a teenager, like, no, they don't.
But I think there's something to that because my daughter's boyfriend, I believe that was his way in because
Mm.
he was her friend from the third grade. And then once
Ah.
middle school came, him and his best friend, they were like the male boy best friends of the girls in the group, right? So
Hmm.
they were the big brothers. They were the brothers of this girl group. And why both of them end up dating my daughter and her best friend. And I was like,
Interesting.
that
They knew
was
the long game.
that was the setup. They was the friend, like, tell me all your problems.
Yep,
Come lay
yep.
on my shoulder.
But
What
I'm wondering
feels
if that is the way to go about things. Like, is it important to be friends with a possible future partner before getting into a dating relationship?
well, they say it is. I mean, I think so. I think so even more now because I've
Hmm.
been emphasizing the friendship more than the romance, like
Yeah.
I've been really focusing on developing a genuine friendship with this gentleman
Hmm.
because I'm so interested in the romantic level with him. So yeah, I
Hmm.
do believe that friendships are essential in building a romance. But how do you be a friend? I think that's the
Exactly.
question.
Hmm.
What have you learned about what constitutes a friend? Like, is like it because there's not a tool book like a set like, okay,
Right?
you do
Yeah.
this, I do this, you do this, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
there's no yeah, there's no like, okay, Tisha, okay, Melissa, on Monday you got to call me, and then on Wednesday I call you. Like, so how do you know that I'm your friend?
Mm. I think like yeah, I would say it's how you talk about that person when they're around, right? You
Mm,
know,
mm,
like yesterday I was at a networking event and meeting new people, and this woman said, instead of introducing you to me, I want you to introduce her to me. And I was there with a friend, and it was very interesting to see like how she introduced me and how I introduced her.
wow.
Um, and so it's interesting because then you think of like, yeah, we must be friends because now I see what she sees in me.
Okay.
So it was a really interesting,
Nice. I think I
experiment
want
type
to
of
try
thing.
that. I think I'm just gonna go out one day with my bestie and have someone put us on the spot just to hear
Right,
what
right. You just walk
she
up to somebody and be like, hi, this is my friend so and so. Tell me about your friend.
Well, you know what? I take that back because I will. Woo, woo, because my village, yeah, they speak such beautiful words about me, and they
Hmm.
show me constant love. So I guess that's how you evaluate friendships.
Yeah.
How they make you feel. Yes, we all know that I am premenopausing, but outside of that, I do get emotional with the love that is shown to me by the women and men in my life that I have become friends with. Do you think it's possible to become friends with people you work with?
Oh, absolutely. My best friend used to be
Okay.
the principal of this school that I used to work
Okay.
at.
hmm
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
do you think your friends have to be friends with each other?
No.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
because we all have different personalities and different hats
hmm
that we wear. And it's just you have those friends that see that side of you and really jive with that side of you, and maybe somebody that jives with a different side of you. But it doesn't mean that they need to all be, friends. It would be nice if they could be friendly with each
I
other,
know.
right?
What what do you do to check on your responsibility as a friend? How do you keep yourself accountable as a friend to your friends?
My thing is like I try to check in with everybody within 3 days.
Okay.
Um, or like they've checked in with me, or if I know like there's a big or stressful event coming up, I want to make sure that I check in with them to see like are they doing okay, is there anything that I can do to support them. I like to think
Okay.
that I'm a very giving friend, because
Okay.
I put a lot of time and energy into each one,
Okay.
to like be the best support, because in the end, whether I find another partner or not, these people are going to be the ones that are with me on this journey for a long time, right?
So speaking of these people, before we close out, how do you feel about when your friends still follow your exes on social media? Should they stop being friends with them on social media once you have broken up with them? Because I'm gonna tell you, I personally do not like that some of my friends are friends online with my husband, you know what I'm saying, or my boyfriend. To me, cut it loose. When I am
Yeah,
done with them, you be done with them. So
yeah, yeah. Which is an
how do you
interesting
feel
story
about
because
that?
my best friend ended up sharing a condo with my ex for about 3 months. Um, just because that's the kind of friendship we have.
Okay. Okay.
They had their own falling out, I guess, but
Okay.
that's them. So I don't think they follow each other anymore. So I haven't had to worry about it too much. That sorted itself out.
Yo, because like right now, right, I'm beefing with my godmother, right? So I feel like none of my friends should be taking pictures with her. Like it's like cut it out.
Oh, they're taking pictures with her too.
Yes.
Yeah, that
So,
that can
oh,
sting a bit.
it does. It does sting. How about that? It
Yeah.
does sting. It does sting. But at the end of the day, everyone is grown and responsible for their own actions, and I can't be mad at my friends who decide
Hmm.
to still follow or be online friends with people I am no longer friends with,
Yeah,
even though I
because
used to put it.
that energy, their energy might connect with hers, in a
Mhm.
different way than your energy
Yes.
connected with her. But yeah, it does sting. Really, it
Yes.
does. Yeah.
Any
Um,
final thoughts about friendships that we can give to the audience to take away and ponder on? We didn't do a narrative today. We didn't do they liked our little drama, our little our little role play. Yo, my friend was like, "Yo, you sounded just like me." I was like, "Did I?" So we didn't do any role play action
a little
today.
role play.
But yeah, do you have any final thoughts, Melissa D?
I think one of the final thoughts would be let your friends know that you appreciate them, and
Yes.
their friendship, because sometimes I think we forget to do that. And
Yes.
sometimes it's awkward, just to say, like, hey, I love you, because a lot of friends don't do that. But just to know, like, I miss your face. I'm thinking about you. So I think
Yeah.
it's important that we share that. And from the other side, being able to accept that.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I
Miss
don't think
Kitty,
I
I love
oh.
you.
You got me first. I was just getting ready to say it to you. And Melissa, I love you. And I love the fact that I love you because I am a racist. So my love for you is me showing growth. And I'm so appreciative that the universe has allowed us to come together so that I can learn how to get out of my own way of accepting new friendships from women or people from all different types of backgrounds and creeds and cultures. Because I am very, I am very like power to the people, stay with my
Mm-hmm.
own. I'm cool with that. But I think with doing that, we tend to have a closed mind, and we
Mm-hmm.
tend to, do a disservice to ourselves because I realize that you're no different than my sister down the block who's my shade. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
why am I gonna have that block, that wall up with building a relationship with you when when I was in PR, I had we had so much fun. And I'm so
Mm-hmm.
looking forward to coming back to PR in March to do our women's retreat. So yeah, my love for you definitely is growing, and it's new love. So that's
Mm-hmm.
also beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like, what level of time constitutes levels of friendship? Because I've only known you, or I'm getting to know you in these last couple of months, does that mean that I can't have a genuine friendship with you, or a genuine friendship that's developing because I've only known you a couple of months?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, yeah. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much for letting me in.
Girl, thank the universe.
Thank you,
The powers that
universe.
be, the powers that be. So everyone, this has been another edition. Did I say that right? My grammar be so sucky sometimes, but I'm getting better. I promise you all, I'm getting better. So thank you all for joining us today. On another edition of the next chapter. We will be coming back to you again next week. So all week you'll get a chance to look at this video, like it, comment, share it within your network. Because again, this is something important for people to realize, and our young people to realize, that they're going to go through different phases and stages of friendships in their own lives, and that it's
Mhm.
okay. And even as we go through these next chapters, some people won't come to the next chapter. Some of them
Mhm.
ended in the last one we read a minute ago, and that's okay as well. So I just feel like it's an important conversation to have. I'm glad that we had it today, and I wanted to keep going. So please, I urge folks to, after seeing this video or throughout the video, if anything struck a nerve, please put it in the comments and share, because this is a platform of healing. It's not just Melissa and I sharing our experiences, but we want to open up this platform for everyone to share their experiences, because you never know what experience is going to touch that one who needs to
Mhm.
hear that message at the time for them to move forward and break through and receive the blessings for the next chapter in their lives. So I urge everyone, follow us, share us, comment, join this movement of healing that
Mhm.
Melissa and I are part- embarking on. And
Yes.
yeah, until next week, I think we got one more week of a weekly episode before our official launch of our 5 day a week program. So
All
until then,
right.
you guys can join our Facebook group. You guys can follow us individually online. Melissa DeSalva, Miss Kitty Rose. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else I should be saying?
And if you want to join us in Puerto Rico in
Hello.
our retreat, it's going to be in March, and you can find that on our websites. Mine's
Yes.
melissadasilva.com, and it's on your website as well.
Yes. And 7 o'clock, right after this show tonight. What's happening, Melissa? Tell them, tell them.
Well, I get a lot of questions of like, how in the world did you end up in Puerto Rico? Building a shipping container house, living your dream, right? So I've just
With
developed
that
this
Puerto Rican
training.
dick. I'm sorry.
I developed this live training where I'm going to show people how they too can live a life that's authentically aligned with what they want, in
Really?
their life, in their future. So that you can
Really?
still sign up for that. And that is
Okay.
at 7 o'clock tonight.
Awesome. So that's right after you watch this, guys. You might have like 15 minutes to sign up because it's going to start at 7 o'clock. So please do so. Again, thank you guys for joining us today. We had fun. This was another cool episode. I'm enjoying this journey, Melissa. Yo, man, I think
Me
that's
too.
it.
That's it. All right. I'll see
Until
you
next
next
time,
week.
Mama. I see you next week. Oh, I'll see you at 7. All right.
All right.
To everyone else, continue to be safe out there. Stay focused. Remember, we are in a pandemic, so move accordingly. Peace.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.